the difference, you do have a lot of adrenaline going when you're chasing somebody. It makes you breathe a lot harder in than what you.
Yeah, we'll call the meeting back to order. Cody, you're up.
Well, I only have one big thing to really talk about. It's not good news. It's bad news. So we took a pickup in. It was making a ticking sound. So we went to go check it out. It's the timing chain. Also discovered we've got a lot of engine oil leaks on that engine. To repair that engine, we're gonna tear it down to repair it, fix all those oil leaks and everything. And you still have an engine with 150,000 miles on it. So it's the pickup that, we ordered this pickup dang near 2 years ago to replace this pickup, and it hasn't shown up. For a couple $1,000s more, we could just get a new engine to put in it and have a new engine instead of fixing this one and still have an engine with 150,000 miles on it. The prospects of getting a new pickup, they told me the soonest this pickup that we ordered almost 2 years ago will get built is in August. That's the soonest that it may possibly be built. Looking at used pickups to replace it, we couldn't find one with under 100,000 miles until we got into expensive, like platinum version type pickups, which is not something we need. I think that I would like to go ahead and put a new engine into that pickup, and then I'm planning on rotating it down to the part-time and spare pickup to get our money back out of putting the new engine in it and getting rid of that Dodge pickup that we use for the part-time pickup now. Because like I said, I don't know when we're going to be able to replace. I don't know, just the possibility of replacing a pickup right now just seems pretty gloom and doom.
What's the price on the new engine, Cody?
Around $10,000.
So even at that, though, it'd be faster turnaround to have it buy a new one then.
Yeah, they take the engine out, they send it off, fix it, plane the parts and stuff that need to be planed, machine shop, all that stuff. You're looking at some time. A new engine, they're going to take the old one out, put the new one in.
Is it a 100,000 mile warranty on the new engine? Or
I haven't got that far into what the warranty and stuff is on the new engine.
Transmission.
Did they tell you how quick you might be able to get an engine?
No. I guess I'm inferring from their conversation that was going to be the fastest way to get that vehicle. Right now, we can still use it. What we were advised to do is carry a bunch of oil in it and check the oil, throughout the shift and stuff. Just keep really good close eye on the oil. So, which is not a good thing to be having in an emergency vehicle that you depend on. But that's where we're sitting right now. So we need to do something.
It wouldn't be good to be chasing somebody and blow the engine.
Exactly.
Or say, hey, would you wait for a second? I got some oil in.
Yeah. So that's kind of where we're.
Stop pursuits.
That's where we're at in it. Like I said, the plan I would like to do is replace the engine, and if nothing else, that pickup's it's not worth anything with an engine that's shot to begin with. If anything else, it helps us keep our resale value in the vehicle, and I think I can get that $10,000 back by rotating it down. Whenever we do get the opportunity to get a new pickup, we rotate that one down, and it starts being the one that the part-timers use and finish its life off that way. Because I just plan on doing that.
Transmission strong on it?
Yeah, as far as like I said, 150,000 miles on it, which anymore isn't a lot of miles, but that's where we're
I
at.
just hope you can get a motor.
Yeah.
I
Because everything is good anymore.
I think that'd be the way to go.
No.
I think that's the biggest holdup anymore.
Do we need a motion?
I don't
We'll need a
understand.
motion on
They're
that.
kind of like a short block. They'll put
Yeah.
everything over on it.
Yeah.
Short block would be cheaper, but
Yeah. This is that V6 EcoBoost is what it has in it.
yikes.
So, yeah. But like I said, talking through all the different options, I think that'd be, my opinion, is the best route to go.
Then I'll make a motion that did you need something else?
No, go ahead.
I'll make a motion that we go with the new motor.
Okay.
rather than
Not to
rebuilt.
not to exceed 10,000 is what I would say.
How about 11?
How about 11? Because you know it always comes in a little bit
Okay.
more than
Not
what
to
they say.
exceed $11,000.
It's been moved and seconded to purchase a new motor for, what vehicle is it?
It's the F-150 2000, I believe it's the 2017.
For the F-150, 2017. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Used to be timing change, you just pull the water pump off and
Yeah, well, if it was just that,
I know.
you know, but it's got, like you said, it's got a host of other issues and a lot of oil leaks and stuff, so it's seen better days.
Yeah.
So,
But you're all right, you got a spare that you're using the Dodge now.
yeah, I have a spare. So, and that's what I'm saying, we'll get the money back, my opinion on this, by moving it down to the spare. And I can see if Road and Bridge, somebody wants that Dodge, or we can just sell that Dodge whenever we get a new pickup in. So, whenever that is, who knows? So, but that was my biggest concern, is I didn't want to put $10,000 into it and then they tell me, oh, that pickup you ordered showed up, 2 weeks later, but they told me the soonest it will be built is August. So,
Thank
and
you.
that is it. And, as you guys are aware, Parker's leaving to go to the KHP at the end of June. He'll be a Kansas State trooper, and we have an ad in the paper to replace his position. So,
Okay.
there's where we're at. If you guys don't have anything else, I'm gonna
I don't, do you?
Thank you.
let's get out.
Thanks, Cody. Be careful out there.
Yep.
Is Steve in by chance?
Yeah, it was earlier almost.
Rod, are you here for the recycling part of it?
No, I'm here for Helen Dobbs is gonna for
Okay, Landon.
byways.
Okay. I just can't believe a V6 costs $10,000 these days.
It's amazing. I was just sitting there thinking the same thing. And if you can get one. I think what Roger said, if you can get one.
I'd say we might get the new pickup before the motor.
I just take it out of the bread shop, say, okay, we'll give you
I've got
$200
motors.
and go
Yeah.
ahead and fix it.
I got a stroker on my floor up
Probably.
there. I got like 6 motors in my shop right now.
Needs to be worked on, huh?
No, I've got, well, some of them are ready to put in,
No.
but I got a little crazy when I was building them, so they're pretty fast. They're gonna be fast.
Did we ever get anything done on the generator?
I haven't heard much.
I haven't heard any more about it either.
I think they put it in.
Did they get it in?
I think so.
Okay, I was.
I know we didn't get fined,
Down,
right?
We're talking about 911.
Yeah,
Never did get that generator deal done.
we did verify that with Scott.
Hey, Helen.
Oh, Helen.
Good morning.
We were waiting on
I'll
all
get
sorts
that
of
money.
society to get
Rod said he's got it in the dock.
And I believe they came in and said, yeah, that's fine, you can put conduit all over the outside.
Good.
Really?
Oh, my.
Morning, Helen.
Good morning, how are you?
Is that just a meeting tomorrow or a commission meeting too?
No, just a meeting.
Okay. You want to ride over? I'm gonna go. Where do you want to reach at? Please give me a call.
Coming in?
No, he's not in. She was calling him and
Okay, yeah.
to get him in, and then I said, well, let's wait.
The generator got put in, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna see, turn these power on.
Helen, we're ready for you,
Okay.
if you're ready.
Well, good morning.
Morning.
We just wanted to give you a kind of an annual update. We're probably a little bit late this year, but anyway. Just to let you bring up to date is that we were established in 2016 as a Land and Sky Scenic Byway by the state. And the three entities that govern us are KDOT, and Kansas Tourism is under the Department of Commerce, as well as the Kansas Historical Society. And they ask that we attend the meetings that they held during the year, which there's quarterly meetings and annual meeting. And then every other year, there is a conference with 3 states, which is Kansas, Nebraska, and Iowa, and those turn around, where we get together with other people on the byways. They have speakers, give us ideas of things that we can do to better our byway. We do have Lisa Hecker is a Kansas coordinator. She's still fairly new, kind of getting herself acclimated to what's going on with the byway and everything. Sometimes she'll call and have us check mile markers and the signage and everything like that. The state, when they put the signage up, the company that did it, I guess, didn't tell the state that the signs wouldn't last forever. And so there's some that are peeling, and they are going to be replacing those that are out in the open. So like at Road B and 27, they'll replace those 3 big ones there.
These are which signs?
Those are the
mile
signs,
markings?
the ones, the bigger signs that aren't under a kiosk.
Oh, the
So they'd be-
byway signs.
Yeah, so they would
Oh,
be
okay.
out in the open.
All right.
And we have paid for it. We do have the materials for a cover at that location that Rod is storing, but we'd asked the carpentry department at the college to install it, and that didn't happen because they got a project to do tiny home over in Nicodemus. So I did talk to the instructor, and I said, we really need this up. So he's got it on the list for next year. We also want to do the similar thing at the entrance to Mount Sunflower on Bluebird Road between Goodland and Sharon Springs, and then also one going to Smoky Gardens. I've talked to KDOT several times about it. Since they're going to widen the shoulders, I said, could that be part of the project when they do that? Now they put that back a little ways, but he wanted to know who was going to pay for it, and I said, well, the byway will raise the funding to do it, but we want the state to participate and do the dirt work on them. So that's kind of in the future. And as we have changes with the state, we kind of start all over, and we've started over with that again. But going to keep pursuing it to see if we can get that signage done.
Is there a way that we can get somebody else to build that
Instead of the state.
cover that Rod's got in his garage?
We could. I can get some estimates and see what it would cost. The reason we're going to use a college is because it would be a lot cheaper, labor-wise. But we also need to get it up, so I can check and see with some contractors
But
to
that's not
see
a
what it
commission,
costs.
that's not a county
Yeah.
expense.
Okay.
Yeah. So we did last year do a booth for 2 days at the State Fair in the Explore Kansas Festival. That was a building that was not air conditioned. It was extremely hot, and there was no signage on the outside. But we did have a good number of people coming through. I think it was good for us that I had a display there from Wright Sunflower Oil, and they had their goat treats. We also had pinto beans from 21st Century Bean. And the goat treats went over extremely well. There were several people that were very interested in the sunflower oil and those products who did various things like the soap, the same thing with the goat treats. We had a lot of 4-H kids come in that were showing goats, and they got samples of that. I was kind of amazed that the majority of people that came through felt that all their pinto beans came from Texas. And so it was kind of a learning experience. And we also had miniatures of the signage that we have on the life cycle of the crops there. And so a lot of people came by and looked at those. There were several parents and teachers that came by and just had their kids go through the whole thing, and they read them to them. So those are very successful. I did go to the annual Kansas Tourism Conference and meet with several people on the byway, and and deliver brochures and stuff. We did last week have, I think it was last week, did the showcase of the Goodland Travel Information Center, where it's a week where we have our products on display. And so that was last week that we did that, and there's quite a bit of traffic up there, so it was a good place to go. And we have a blow up of this, so that was there, as well as the life cycle of the crops were also displayed. We have attended the monthly Northwest Kansas Travel Council meetings, and kind of given a monthly update of what's going on with the byway, and if we have questions, and then the other 3 byways in Northwest Kansas also give a report at that time. We also submitted information for the Ultimate Guide to Northwest Kansas on the byway, and they've redone their website, and we updated information there. We did apply for grant for part of the brochure that we did, and we received $1,750 from Cheyenne County Kansas Community Foundation, and those are these brochures. We printed 5,500 of them, thinking they would last 2 years. The one big difference in these, as opposed to the ones we did before, is there isn't much information about tourist things in here. We wanted to hit the ag hard because we're the only agricultural themed byway in the nation. But in the back portion of it, you will also see that there's a list of things to do by each county. Chris is also working on a new website for us. And so the website will go into more detail about the lodging, the dining, and plate and everything, which we didn't do in here because there's not a lot of room. And those have been those are being distributed at the 2 Kansas Welcome Centers, one in Goodland, the one in Belle Plaine, and there's 26 or 27 community-owned ones like the one that St. Francis has up on the highway. And they're also being sent to our senators and representatives in Washington, D.C., and asking them to display them in their offices. We really hope that people become more familiar and the legislators with agriculture and what's going on. This year we did join the Travel Industry Association of Kansas. We got a nice write-up about the byway in their newsletter. And for the state fair this year, there is a special event. The special events coordinator made a presentation along with the general manager at a travel council meeting, and we are going to do a booth again for it's a 2-day Explore Kansas Festival. There will be an air-conditioned building, which is going to be a lot better, we hope. And also, if you're familiar with the state fair, they have a sky ride that goes around the fair that people ride, and we will have our logo on the back of one of those chairs for the days of the fair. One thing we ask for the commissioners is that every year that you appoint someone to represent the county on the byway committee, and I would ask that you appoint someone to do that.
How are we looking at her?
Well, it needs to be a county commissioner. We have other people, but both Rod and Chris are on the byway committee for Cheyenne County, but we need to have a commissioner is what we put in our comprehensive plan. If we meet, it will be the 3rd Tuesday of the month at 3 o'clock in one of the counties. We have a meeting tomorrow in Sharon Springs, the library, to kind of, if there's an update, then we kind of do it. And so we've got some things to discuss tomorrow on that. But we need a representative, and then when I send something out, it would go to whoever that representative is.
Okay, I'll volunteer.
Thank you.
Unless you want to do it.
Go ahead.
The other thing is, we approached, as you were aware, I think all of you, is that several years ago we approached all 3 boards of county commissioners and asked if they would permanently fund the byway for $1 per capita based on the most recent census. And thank you for the check that we got this year, and we really appreciate your continued financial support. It really helps us a lot. And I don't have anything else. If you have some questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
How's the bypass or whatever down there, they're putting in a new bridge this summer, where does it go? Is it going on the backside of the?
It's,
Sit in that pasture.
it's gonna go, yeah, so
It's
it
pretty
won't
much done.
interfere with the kiosk.
Right.
They've assured me that it won't with the signage.
I didn't know if it was gonna be on the west side of it or come out on the east
It's on
side.
the west side.
It's on the west side.
And it kind of just comes in and around. It, I don't know, I drive it every 3 days a week.
Yeah, and so, yeah, they haven't, they've got signage up, but they
They
haven't
don't
really
have, they haven't
started
started yet.
the work
They've
on
got
it.
the
They're,
work, dirt
yeah.
work done, it looks like.
Yeah,
So do I have to attend that meeting tomorrow then?
if you can.
And what time is that?
It's
3
at
o'clock.
3 o'clock. They're always at 3 o'clock Central Time, 2 o'clock Mountain Time.
And we'll provide you a driver.
You will?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can sit in the back seat.
And
So,
sleep?
how is the byway coordinating with like local economic development to keep people from just driving through, but actually taking an interest in the community?
Okay, so the contact information is in the back of that for each county. There's a website, and the phone number actually goes to Cheyenne County Community Development, which Chris is there, because she is the person most familiar with the byway in any of those organizations. And each one of them has, through the state, a DMO, a designated marketing organization, and those are the ones that are kind of responsible for doing stuff. So we try to get the information to them, but because there have been some changes in the other two communities, we didn't want to put a phone number in there of someone that couldn't talk about it. And we'll have more information on our byways about that. The one drawback we ran into when we applied for national status is that we have to have appointments to tour anything. And they did not quite understand that. And reality is, if you want to tour the dairy, you can't just go in and say, I want a tour.
Right.
Or any of the other businesses, because they may or may not have somebody available to do that. So if somebody wants to do it, we hope that they will check our website, they'll call the phone number, and Chris can talk to them that way. My hope is, one of the things we wouldn't need to talk about is to go to the businesses that are willing to do that, to see if there's a time that they can do that, so that we can say, well, they do tours on this day or something like that. Other than that, we hope they look at the kiosks, they drive by, see what we have. And we'll probably be adding canola in the near future, because there's going to be a plant that's going to go in Goodland. It'll probably be a couple of years before it's open, but.
These
so
are nice.
That's what we'll do. Thank you.
I have just two comments. One of them, we're very fortunate because the lady that coordinates the state TSOX is one of our board members, lives in Goodland. So we have some little leverage there. And the other thing is, thanks to you all, we're kind of the leader in the state. We're the only one that's got permanent funding. And everybody else is so envious of that fact. Because it's like any organization, if they don't have permanent funding, it's doomed, and they're struggling like crazy. And this dollar per capita is just, sets us apart, and it's really working well.
Okay, well, thank you for your time.
Thank you for all your time. Thanks. Be safe.
Willie, I'll let you know when you get picked up at your house tomorrow.
Okay.
I see Roger hid his disappointment.
Well, they felt like it was in the spotlight, I think. Have a good day.
Thank you all.
I looked over at Roger, Roger was looking at you, I looked at you. Oh, gosh.
I got enough going on in my life, I don't need that.
Hey, Willie, wait, I don't think you can make it tomorrow. Hey, Helen?
Better to be volunteer than be appointed by you.
That happened to me. I missed a municipal judges association meeting, and I got volunteered to be on a panel at the judges conference.
Good, too.
Willie, I told him you're not gonna make, we do our budget tomorrow.
Yeah,
That's right.
Unless-
budget workshop.
Thank you.
You'd probably rather go to that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I was looking forward to it.
Oh.
You know, I don't remember back years ago having budget workshops. They just handed their budgets in and
Our budget, it starts at what time?
1 o'clock.
Once, yeah, so we'd never make it.
Yeah, cause it took
like
like
changing anything.
3 hours last year.
And you told them?
Yeah, I told him for you. And Rod wasn't around them, but I'm sure you'll hear it.
I'll talk to him this afternoon.
Waiting for Scott Schultz and then he'll be in for recycle. Steve's coming in too. So.
Okay. I hear Rod out there.
Shut stuff off.
Sure.
Leave it.
Yeah, we can shut it off.